needs to be moved to a different part of the yard. And then I've got my wheelbarrow here, and I've got my screen that I built. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and let me show you. Here is the rose that we're going to be planting. Pinata rose, climbing rose. It's absolutely beautiful. Hi, it's Sharon from Ponderosa Garden Adventures. I'm outside my backyard today. I have a small project I want to work on, and I want to show you what I'm going to do. I need to move, there's a 2x2 planter that we built that's been against this north fence, and it's full of potting soil, and I need to go ahead and get that emptied so I can move this planter out. But I need to screen the soil because we've had issues with grubs, and so I want to make sure when I'm taking that soil out that I'm going to go ahead and screen that and look and see if we have any grubs. And then the second part of this project is going to be I have a Pinata rose. It's a beautiful orange and yellow and reds, and it's a climbing rose, and I trimmed it back a few weeks ago, and it's bursting out with fresh foliage, and it's going to have blooms soon. And now's the perfect time to get this planted in the ground, and I'm going to work it up a trellis that I have, and then we're going to work it across the fence. And so I'm really excited to get this done. Our weather is perfect today, so let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so let me show you. So over here is our 2x2 planter. You can see it's full of soil. We built that probably 6 years ago, and it's holding up really nicely, but it needs to be moved to a different part of the yard. And then I've got my wheelbarrow here, and I've got my screen that I built. I have a bigger screen. I'm hoping this smaller one will work here. I'm not sure once we get the weight. I think it'll be fine, but we're going to try this out, and hopefully we can work with this smaller one. The bigger one I have was actually built for my older wheelbarrow, and that's not the one I'm using today. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and let me show you. Here is the rose that we're going to be planting. Let me see. It's this one right here. It is a Pinata rose, climbing rose. It's absolutely beautiful. And water line in here that needs to come out. Take you over in a minute and show you the inside. And son Devin is helping by taking the wheelbarrow load for me. The 2x2 planter has been moved. We've already got the trellis in place. I'm going to just leave this here, and 6x6 pavers. So I need to get those out. That's what was keeping a nice level seating for the 2x2 planter. So I'll get those out. Need to dig a nice big hole, get some amendment in there, and we'll get this rose planted. And it's going to grow up the trellis, and then once it starts really spreading out, then I will add the wire. I'm expecting to have 2 wires across here so that the rose can grow up and onto the fence, and we will have a beautiful orange and red and yellow rose rose that's going to look great next to our purple potato bush here. So I think it's just going to be great. And we'll have some room in front for some underplanting. So I'm excited. Let's get that done. That's a nice one. Oh, look at the gold on it.
That's where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, thank you to my son Devin for digging that big hole for me. I really appreciate that. It's hot today. It's about 80 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and get some compost in there, some just regular starter fertilizer and some worm castings, and get that all mixed in. Then we're going to get the rose in place and get it all packed back, not packed, get it settled in, and we'll get some, we'll water it in really well and get some mulch on top. So let's go ahead and get that part done. Compost in, starter fertilizer, worm castings. Mix this up really well. That should be about the right height there. I'm going to put actually a little bit of the native soil. We want the crown to be just a little bit above soil level. Oh, it's not too bad. All right, there we go. Devin has already loosened this. Try to get this work all together as much as we can without scraping myself. I did get my arm here. Oh yeah, well, it definitely got me. Yeah. So I'm going to come back and water this in really well, and then we'll get it mulched. There we go. Landscapes. Okay, arm's fine. Don't mind the paper towel. It's just because it was bleeding and I got it cleaned up. But I want to get this watered in so that we can finish this project today. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me here today for this rose project. I've been wanting to do this. Literally, I bought this rose a year ago, and it's been waiting to have its permanent home, so I'm so happy. And I've also been wanting to move that 2x2 planter, so it's a twofer. And so we got the 2x2 planter emptied. We screened that soil. There were no grubs. Yay, that's great news. And we got that moved into its new spot, and we got this rose planted. Devin helped me dig the hole, which was a huge help because that was a big hole, and there were some big rocks in there. And we got some compost and some starter fertilizer and some worm castings in there, and the rest of the native soil. Got it all set in there nice and firm, and then we've watered it in. So we're going to let this just soak up the sun this afternoon, and I think it's going to do fantastic in that spot. So I thank you again for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up. If you know somebody who you think might enjoy this, please send it on to them. And we'll see you next time on Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Bye, guys.